They're the same challenges that migrant men experience and that Canadians in general face, which is to get into the labor force, to get a job that pays reasonably well and makes use of your training. The difference is that migrant women, compared to migrant men, have higher rates of unemployment, they have lower earnings, and they are in jobs that usually are described as sex-type jobs, jobs that only women do, compared to jobs that only men do. Language is incredibly important in the labor market, particularly in what we call the service economy, where people are on the front line interacting with other people. And depending on the countries that women come from, they may not have had the same opportunities for learning English or French that their husbands or brothers will have had. Another issue, again, is one that they do not get professional recognition for their training. So that women who are working originally in the home country as nurses may discover that they cannot meet the accreditation standards that the Canadian nursing associations demand. Even if they can meet them, it's going to require them to go back to school for a lengthy period of time, and that poses a difficulty for people who have children, spouses, and want to get settled as quickly as possible. Australia has tried, and I believe still has in place, a system where you are not allowed into the country to take a job if you are professionally trained unless you've been certified as being able to do the same work that an Australian resident would be doing. Canada has decided basically admit talented people first and see what they need after. The dilemma with that is that not everybody has a year to go back to school or the funds to pay for additional education. Most noticeable trend is likely to be an increasing number of jobs in the care sector. The research that I've done shows that for the past 30 years, from 1991 to 2016, the growth in the population that was working in the care industry was the highest for migrant women who immigrated at age 20 and older. It was 62% for the Canadian-born, and it was something like 140% for foreign-born women immigrating as adults. They're going to continue to be the major source of labor needed in the future in the care industry. Immigrant women tend not to benefit from that high level of education to the same extent that immigrant men benefit. And it would be to try to recognize the educational value that immigrant women bring in some way. And it may require closely examining comparable education systems across societies. We don't do a very good job of that at the moment. And I think that may be an option that needs to be considered.